Hey everybody, this is Matt. I thought it'd be fun to do a video series kind of talking about my Proton pack from Ghostbusters and just kind of detailing some of the history of my build of it and some of the things I want to change about it. Kind of give some details about what's accurate to the movie or which particular movie that it goes to. And then maybe go through a tutorial or two about some things when I do some of these upcoming changes I was talking about. So in this first one, I just want to do kind of an overview of the history of this particular pack, and then maybe point out some of the differences or particular ways that they fit with some certain parts of the movie, or the packs in the movies. So this particular pack has parts of it that are going back to 2009, 2008 maybe, but the actual shell and thrower, the wand, the gun part, are from about 2013, 2014. I've been pretty much done with the actual build of it since around then, but for about a 5-year period I was gathering parts, building different things. The first one I built was out of foam board, like you would use for kind of a backboard for a school project, and so it was really light and flimsy, and I decided I wanted a bigger one that was a little more robust, and so I built one out of particle board and craft wood, and pretty heavy. And then I decided I wanted to spend the money and go for it and build something that would be my pack from then on out and stop having to turn around and change things about it. So I bought the actual shell, which is the majority of the body of the pack, and it kind of had a lineage to some of the packs that were actually used in the movie, so that was cool. And most of the parts that are screwed onto it, bolted onto it, are aluminum, which is accurate to what was on the hero packs from the movies. And there are some parts that are replica parts, but most of it is the type of stuff that you would see if you looked at the actual packs from the movies. So it's got lights and sounds on it. If I come over here and flip the switch, the bottom one right there comes to life. Like I said, lights and sounds. Nice hum to it. And just like the movie, find the buttons. Over here on the thrower. This one. Doesn't shoot a laser or any kind of beam, but it's got the cool light effects and the sound effects that go with it. So, and then I'll turn it off so you can kind of hear the power off sound. So the lights and sounds is, an extra cost, but that's totally worth it for the wow factor. And let's talk about some of the parts that kind of differentiate them, which movie they might be coming from. Mine's kind of an amalgamation of the first two movies from 1984 and 1989. Mine's mostly a Ghostbusters 2 pack if you kind of just take all things considered. And the things that make it that way are, let's start here in the top left corner. This is called an ion arm. And in the first movie, this little part right here actually was mounted on the top of this end cap. And in the second movie, it was farther up into the arm and mounted there. So that's a Ghostbusters 2 feature. So we move down. This is called the ribbon cable. and it goes from what's called the cyclotron up into this hole up here in the back of the shell. And this is from the second movie. I got this one partly because it was cheaper when I was buying the parts, and I kind of decided I wanted to do more of a Ghostbusters 2 pack at that point for certain reasons. And the one from the first movie is more, the segments are broader and more of a rainbow order to it, and so it probably does look better, but I like what I've got here on this one for what I've got. On the sides over here where it's bolted in, right here, this is more of a Ghostbusters 2 feature. There are 4 parts where it's mounted. There's another one down here in the bottom, and then 2 on the opposite side where it uses these screws. You can kind of see the way they fit. Those would have been kind of a dome-shaped Phillips screw in the second movie, and so these are more accurate to the first movie. But I just like the look of those better, and so I decided to stick with those. This is a crank knob. The gray color is accurate to the first movie. However, the one in the second movie is black. I bought this one gray, decided not to paint it, so that was just for the reasons of not wanting to paint it. And it looks fine like that. It sticks out a little bit better against the black background. And then the other major thing that's going to differentiate it between the 2 movies is going to be what's called the Alice pack, or the Alice frame, and the straps. So if I turn it around, forgive me for the one-handed shaky cam. This is green, and it came green. This is actually an LC2 pack frame that was military surplus that they used around 1985. The ones from the first movie came from military surplus from around 1975. Those would have been black frames. These straps are what came with this frame, and so these are LC2 straps, LC2 kidney pad. So these all fit with the Ghostbusters 2 movie. One of the things I want to upgrade, I need to paint this black to make it accurate to the movie. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off and take the straps off, which I've always been nervous about doing because I've heard it's been kind of a pain to put it back on. And I'll switch those out, or take them off, paint it, and then put them back on. I might make a tutorial video or 2 of how to take them off and how to put them back on, since it is kind of a task, and maybe just for my own benefit and knowing how to put it back together. And then the other thing I'll show you is on the back. Around 2015 at a convention, I did get it autographed by Ernie Hudson. If you can see his autograph back there, it says Ernie Hudson Winston. And I asked him to put a quote I liked from the movie from his character. It said, "I love Jesus' style. Keep busting." Ernie Hudson, and then Winston in quotes. So I've got it on this guitar stand for now. It's a good way to kind of prop it up when you're not using it. But just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview, show you kind of what I got, and like I said, I'll do some more videos, and hopefully you'll find them interesting or educational or helpful in your own build if you're a builder as well. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and stay tuned. There will be more videos in the near future.
Thanks.